Okay, so got another bathroom to do here. Shower stall. I'm putting the Durock up. Copper pan. I have to fold this over a bit here. And Durock. And I'm going to waterproof it. It's going to be a floor. There's going to be a border going all the way across under the mirror and tile all the way across the top. And so I'm going to get this Durock up today, and then I'm going to waterproof it and put in the mud. And this wall is way out of whack. If I put this level across here, and you can see that it's a big gap on this side and on this side, and it's flat over here. So I'm going to fur this out and put the Durock on. This one here, these are all pretty good. All the way across. It touches. Is about a 1/4 inch here and a 1/4 inch there, and then it touches all the way across. So I'm going to fur just one of these out, maybe, or both. I don't know. I'll fur both. Want to fur that out and put the Durock up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sister up a couple of pieces of strapping onto these studs, which are a little bit further back than the other ones. When I put the level across, I want all the studs to touch, so that when I put my Durock up, the wall will be flat. If one wall is if a stud is further out, or if it's further back, what happens is when you put the Durock up, you're going to get a bow in the wall. So by sistering up or furring out, so that all the studs touch that level when I put it across, that means that the wall will be flat. And I'm going to do that with this wall and the other wall. The wall on the right is actually pretty good. So that's one, and I'm going to work on the other side now, and I'll do the bottom piece as well. Okay, so I got these all filled out. I'm going to put them Durock up now. Well, copper pans are very common still in my area here. A lot of people use them. I don't always get to choose what kind of liner is going to be installed, so I just go with whatever the whatever's going to be used. If it's my choice, I would probably use a Schluter product, but because I don't always get to call the shots, I just use whatever has to be used. As I said, copper pans are still very common in my area. Vinyl liners, if there's a vinyl liner that's going to go in, then I install that myself. I don't trust anyone else to do it. And technically, if I waterproof everything. I waterproof the walls, I waterproof the mud, I waterproof the curb, I waterproof everything. Technically, if you're not, that's why I can bury the Durock in the mud a little bit. But technically, if you're not going to waterproof your mud, then the Durock should be above the mud, and you should seal that joint with some caulking or some silicone or something or other, so it doesn't absorb any water. But because I waterproof everything, the copper pan, the line has almost become redundant. Another thing to keep in mind is you don't want to let the Durock actually, or whatever backer board you're using, touch the liner. You always want to keep it above the liner. I usually keep it 3/4 of an inch to an inch above, because like I said, I'm waterproofing everything. So, but I don't want it to touch the liner regardless. Also, you should never put any screws below the height of the curb, and you actually should keep the screws a few inches above the height of the curb. Okay, so when you can't use drywall screws, you can't use anything that's not coated or protected or galvanized. These are actually Durock screws. You can get these ones here. You get these ones here. Durock. Do not use drywall screws because the chemicals in the board will just eat it away over time. So you have to make sure you get the correct screws. And you put one every 8 inches. Not one every foot, every 8 inches. So I'm staggering the joints so I don't have one line going straight up and down, and I'll fill these pieces in as I go up. Okay, so the easiest way to cut this is just with a keyhole saw. Just like that.
Okay, so how do you cut durock? It's actually quite simple. If I can find my knife. Just use a utility knife. Score it a couple of times. Just bend it back. And then cut it from the back. Clean up the edge if you need to. And that's done. Okay, so this is a copper pan. So there's only one way of doing this. And that is I have to snip this and fold it over. So that's the only way of doing that. So I'm putting in the fiberglass mesh tape. This has to be alkali resistant. You can't use the drywall version of this. It has to be alkali resistant. This is what I'm putting up now, and then I'm going to mud it. Okay, so this is just thin set I'm going to use to level the seams. And you want to keep that very, very thin so you don't create a hump when you tile it. So just coat over it, fill the joint, and keep it thin. So just do the whole thing like that. Okay, so that's all taped. I'm going to get this curve after I put the mud in, because otherwise I'll be kneeling all over it. So you want to keep it as flat as possible, no build up, so when you tile over it you don't have a hump. So